Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel, Miranda's Cauldron. Wow, I must say, there's a lot of people here, and I don't think I've had this many people at any of my live streams. So thank you to the FriendsGiving Sprintathon that our very own Jenna, the soul writer, has put together for us. And I've also never sprinted for 3 full hours intentionally. I normally sprint Mondays around now, it's 11 a.m. Eastern, occasionally on the Saturdays to see what's going on. Just in case you're new, I'm Miranda. Also, Rita H. at Heart Breathing's Writing Community Sprints, and a few others. The timers that I will be using will be from HK Darkwood, who normally sprints Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Fridays at 4:30 Eastern. I have to remember these times are Eastern, and with the time change, I am no longer 2 hours difference. I'm an hour difference because in Saskatchewan, we don't change our times. So in the winter months, I tend to get to more of the early morning sprints. Of course, I mean like 9 a.m. Central, Eastern. And I also like to start my sprints with cat wisdom cards. However, this time I am going to go back and check out all the comments. Mama Maggie Ward, hello lovelies. Sarah, hello Sarah. Sarah will be sprinting sometime tomorrow, so check out the links as well as Sarah's channel. And I'm really sorry, I'm going to butcher this name. I do recognize the name, and I think it's something like Nalina. And Sam, I had a long unplanned nap. Yeah, I kind of had a little bit of a downtime between Rita's sprint and mine. I haven't visited my cats yet today, and we're in the middle of a small snow blizzard. So this morning I was not going outside. I happened to, when I did go out, it was in between the wind and the snowing and the blowing. I just hope, knock on wood, that I don't lose power. I did lose power a little bit this morning during K's, but it's been good all day. So I'm hoping it would behave itself. But quite often with the heavy snow and the wind, all that stuff lands on the lines, and I do flicker. So if I flicker and go out, hopefully I can get back in. If not, I can just send a message through my phone directly into the chat. And Sam also does with friends breaking the block Sundays in the morning. Check out her link and you'll get all the details. Jenna had a sort of a nap. And this is hopefully this works for the link for the writing sisters. I think this one's Lauren's because the two of them will be up next. Rachel, who also sprints on her own channel, got pumpkin spice coffee. I have just plain hot chocolate. I was planning on having like a berry smoothie today, but it's a little bit cold for berry smoothies. So after I was outside during the break, I decided I'm going for hot chocolate. Good to hear that Rachel's headaches are open. And hello, how's everybody? And Jenna's, good to see all of you. Yeah, like I'm surprised. I popped in getting ready about 5 minutes before I went live, and I'm like, wow, that's a lot of people. Jen, hello. Sherry, hello. Mama Maggie is ready for another round of sprints. Last sprint actually started during K's. I wanted to draft for November. Is anyone here? I'm assuming, since I recognize a lot of the names from the Hardy sprints, that we'll probably all working through the rough draft challenge, I really wanted to get at least some fresh words in for November. I did really well at the beginning of the month, not really drafting, but I worked on my summer index cards with my characters and a little bit of information that's kind of like world building. And then I got sick, and not just sinus infection. It was downright, don't get off the couch, sleep for hours, cough, 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 all the fun stuff. So I didn't sprint it all last week or the week before. No, I did put my days in the week before, but I just had no energy. I could even get to my desk most days. So it's been nice being able to sprint most of the day today. But anyhow, I tried to get back into Maple River. This is chapter 20 that I hand drafted and typed up this time last year, probably near the end of November. So I'm reading through that. I had every intention of doing up chapter summaries, which I use color coded. This point of view is for Brinley, so she gets this pretty color card. And it's such a mess that it was such a mess. So that's what I've been working on since about 10 o'clock Central Time. So needless to say, I haven't done really much. But I have been. It just doesn't see very much. And hello from Jem back to Mama Maggie. Kay, hi everyone. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Remember to hydrate and show some love to the like button. Thank you. Oh, it seems like Kay is Christina. Hellos back and forth. Rachel shares, so good to see you all. I'm prepping for an all-nighter here. Ooh. Well, I like my sleep. Actually, it was pretty funny when I was having a rest. My husband says, who's home all day because of the weather? He's like, I thought you were going to be up sprinting all day. It's like, well, I'm taking a break. And I mentioned that Jenna started this morning, like my time, 4:30. And he says, well, why weren't you there? You're not very committed. And I said, no, I'd rather sleep. So usually lately it's been after supper that I'm done, other than reading some of the Save the Cat at various sprints. JK pops in and asking how we're all doing, what we're working on. Hi, CJ. Lots of hellos. Jen want me to send you some espresso. SD Hagen, also known as Sky. She's normally with Sam on Sunday mornings. Sky will be hosting later this evening. I won't be active during those sprints because I usually shut off my writing brain about 8 o'clock. Other than maybe if I feel like it, I might do some reading of Save the Cat. So I'm thinking today might be one of those days that I'm just going to be reading for fun during her sprints. Okay, just chat about coffee. Let's see. There's no. Okay, that's good to know. Oh, probably no breaking the block because of this event. Gotcha. Okay, if anyone was okay, here we've got Sky saying, I'm going to sleep so hard after my stream tonight. I had a 2-hour nap earlier, but that was it. Yeah, when my kids are little, I would be, especially weekends, I'd be writing away in my office in the basement. Now I'm basically kind of like the attic, because as you can see behind me, we've got the funky ceiling, and the ceiling in front of me, it's also slanted, sloped, so it's basically just for storage, a lot of boxes. But anyhow, and if you were over at the other Rita's for her sprint, she was making donuts, and not deep fry, but in the oven, which was really cool. And come to think of it, I have those little donut pans, and I've never used them before. Well, maybe when my kids are little, but I can't remember. But here I am rambling, and it's been 10 minutes. So I am not going to start with my cards. I'm going to just start up with, yeah, lots of chatter. So I will continue with the chats later. In the meantime, I'm going to pull this cute little kitty cat timer back to 15 minutes. I'm going to share the screen, and then in 15 minutes, we will take a little break. I don't like to do 45 minutes, so we won't have any of those. This cute little 15-minute sprint for the first. See you in 15 minutes. And that was it for end of our first little roundup. Wind up. Warm up sprint. Hopefully the wind outside my window isn't bothering anyone because it's pretty windy out there. We're in the middle of a blizzard, but it could be worse. But hey, at least I can't see outside to the row of little trees I have out my window because all the snow is stuck to it. Okay, we'll see what's going on with the chatter before we had that. It was just regular chat back and forth, a lot of coffee. Color coding for the win, says Guy. Yes, I am a firm believer of color code. I have color code for my character summary cards. For this one, for my character cards, yeah, I'm one of those girls that pink is for girls, blue is for boys. My main characters in all my series is either purple or pink, and my boys are usually not navy blue, but light blue and like a lime green. And in this series, I have a lot of index cards for an assortment of things. This book that I'm working on is set in around the early mid 1990s in the hometown that I grew up. I'm using it has a drop box, not a drop box, but like the setting and the town is my hometown changed a little bit to make it a little bit easier for like the things I wanted to share from my story. So it's been fun writing it and trying to remember the town, what it was like back in the 90s. Haven't lived there since the 90s. Husband and I and our two small children moved out west in about 2002. Okay, let's see. Oh, let me see. There's just so much chatter. Carla going to the woods. Hello. I recognize your name. Carla, welcome. A hooded blanket for my little nephew. For my little nephew. Okay, let's see if there's any chat about what we've been working on, or I'm never going to get to any of these. Oh, here we go. Just got the playlist on the sprinting spreadsheet and made sure all the sprints were on there too. Good. Yes, thank you for the reminder, Jenna. To like, sub, and share to your friends for our host this weekend. Thank you. And just so an extra thing for the newcomers, I just celebrated my first year on YouTube doing sprints and whatnot. I decided going to so many sprints, mainly with Hardee's and a few others like HK Darkwood, as well as Rachel and a few others, that I decided to host myself. So that's what I've been doing for the little over a year. And I just celebrated 120 subs around the same time, which is awesome. Okay, let's see. Oh, here we have an update. Oh, let's see right here. Okay, Sam says format's done. Files are uploaded to Ingram Spark and drafted digital. Wow. I'm not quite ready there yet, probably because I have so many series and books that I want to finish first. But I'm hoping after I had beta readers at the beginning, well, I guess it was beginning of the year, that one step closer to actually e-publishing. It'd be awesome if in early January I can have a copy of my own book or two in paperback. I just want to give one to my dad and have one myself, and then do the whole uploading e-books and all that writing stuff. I've been avoiding my book today, and now it's time to get back in. Yes. Jen, 400 words. Scott, not counting words, but finished one chapter, started another. That is awesome. Nicole cleaned up the kitchen, getting back to drafting story 5. Really needs to get this one done tonight. Good luck. Oh, okay, now going to nap. Jen is back to napping, probably because she was up so early this morning, and then she'll be up again early tomorrow morning, up through the night, doing her sprint. Figured out some words from free writing longhand. Ooh, I love writing longhand. All my stories are like that at the beginning. But not in pen. Has to be in pencil. Mama Maggie still listening to the older version of my Vigilante Gargoyle Shifter Queen, so I can start the last part of Wordvember and finish this book after I finish the Cowboy a la carte draft. Thank you. Yes. I always feel as, okay, you write your first draft in pencil or in pen, and then you type it up in your word processor or doc or whatever you want, whatever you use. And when you type it up, it's your first round of revisions. So you add things, you take things out, all that fun stuff. Get out of here. Yes. Go have a nap. That's what happens when you have 24-hour or 48. Vomika got 507 words, and that's only 15 minutes. That is fabulous. Okay. I feel that. I need to diversify to draft a digital in Ingram Spark, but I don't have the spoons. That's a good idea. I might start with pencil. Well, I know when I started writing I like to say my adult series, even though it's not an adult series, it's just when I wrote them as an adult. Because I was trying to type it out, I tried to type it, I used pen, couldn't do it. And then I reflected back, how did my 16-year-old self write a entire novel? Sure, it was this last year. I think the 80s campy kind of horror thrill, like horror slasher type book movies. It was in pencil. So that's what I went back to pencil, and it's worked out pretty good. First draft is pencil. Second draft is in blood, sweat, and tears. That's funny. Third is a resurrection, a goop. My phone isn't liking that I'm watching all these streams. It's dying fast. Ooh, you're watching these on your phone? Wow. I'm on my laptop. Then I don't think I could StreamYard and do all the other stuff on my phone. But I do like to watch YouTube videos. And even in the evenings when I don't want to do any writing, I'm just watching TV or whatever, that I just stream. Okay, we have one last. My handwritten first drafts are much shorter than full-length novels. That is true, because then you expand it over time. Sometimes I write my first draft in notebook paper using a colorful marker and taking up 2 lines. Ooh, I like that. I tend to use colored pens like this one for revisions, and for when I first started, I just used whatever colors other than red. If I knew the chapter is going to be really bad, I used red. Probably should have used red in this chapter because it is a mess. Okay, so I'm going to do the Moonology card, since it's only been a half an hour. So I'm shuffling the cards. And one flipped, so I'm going to use it. And it is a new moon in Aries. I'll go for it. So that is for the Moonology. Oh, and by the way, it was a full moon last night. I sadly couldn't see the full moon because of the cloud cover, which explains why we had woke up to snow on the ground. Okay, so that is the first card. I'm also going to do a cat wisdom. And then I will start the 25-minute sprint. Oh, this one's kind of got caught when I was flipping. Doubt. So those are those two cards. The next break, if anyone is interested, I will read some tarot cards for you. So I'm going to switch to, let's see, how many minutes? Oh, this was full 25. So I'll push this back to 25. And if you want me to read tarot cards for you, just put a little comment in the chat box. See you in 20. Well, hello. Well, I guess this is a good time. And that was the end of that sprint. There's so much chatter, which I love. I am not going to be going through all the chatter. Let's see. There was some talk about a vampire singing karaoke. I did a tarot reading, and Sky said she would be interested. So I will get my cards. A lot of time I learned about this Krampus character was on the soap General Hospital. And now I'm seeing this creature everywhere. And apparently I just saw something about it being from a German folklore thing, which is funny because my dad's side of the family is from Germany. However, his mom was more of the English, Scottish kind of area. So maybe that could be why we didn't do really any German Christmassy holiday thing. It was all on my grandma's side. So let's see what card deck I'm going to use. Let's start with the cats. Let's do the mystical cats. And I did have a cat visitor. She may or may not come up for a visit. We'll see. This is the back of these cards. This is just, yes, General Hospital. I have been a fan of General Hospital since, I want to say, late 80s. Yeah, late 80s kind of deal. Watch it off and on when I was still in school. I like General Hospital compared to Young and the Restless. My parents watched Young and the Restless. My dad is such a Young and the Restless freak that if it happened to be not on for whatever reason, something else was playing, when my dad would get home from work, he would be so upset. To know my dad, he's very, very soft-spoken. And a lot of the time, even when he raises his voice, you really can't hear him unless Young the Restless was not recorded. Boy, some colorful language from him. But I don't watch that. I did watch Days of Our Lives with my mom for years, but it got really weird. And one thing about some soaps, sure, you really can't have a storyline with children or babies, and you need to have the children for the next generations. But when one kid goes off to summer camp and he's like 5 or 6, and he comes back from summer camp and he's a teenager, that's just weird. So one good thing about I found in General Hospital, they tend to not age their children. Sometimes maybe a couple of years, but not like from a child to a teenager. But they've been changing those kids lately. And poor Cameron, he was the same age for the longest time. And then they age other kids, and it was just, it's rude. So I'm just going to shuffle up these mystical cat cards. And I think I stopped watching Days regularly when Marlena was possessed again. And don't even get me started with everybody getting killed on that show. And then, boom, everybody dies. But they're just being collected into this new Salem. Yeah, Aiden was aged a lot. Cam he kind of went in reverse age because he's a lot older than Jocelyn. And then G, now they're all the same age. And all of a sudden, her friend Trina, which is a great character, she's apparently they've been friends forever, and she's just been around for the last 10 years. Mad scientist on days. Okay, so I am going to finish shuffling these cards. Too bad you can't see me, but oh well. So I'm going to go through, flip a card, and scroll through and flip another card. And interesting how I got, oh, that is just weird. Okay, for the cats, the earth is similar to the pentacles. And I got the 8 of earth. Oops, sorry, upside down. 8 of earth. And it's a mummy with her 7 babies. Isn't that adorable? And then on the other card I got was the 9 of earth. Very, very interesting. That's been happening to me a lot, kind of in sequence. Yes, I started watching religiously just before the bus accident and when Maxie needed her new heart. I did see it some before that, but not continuously. And I'm probably one of the only fans that did not see Luke and Laura get married. But after seeing the flashbacks, I don't know about that relationship, but that's soaps for you. Okay, the earth is typically for finances. This, I would say, the mommy kitty is teaching her babies how to hunt. And it's, of course, nighttime. Looking through. They're all being really helpful, doing their thing. And for the 9, it's 9 little paw marks, paw prints, and just the one kitty, just relaxing, lounging. Let's see what the book has to say. I always thought I had a nice collection of tarot cards until I started hanging out with Hardy's. And I don't have very many cards. I really don't. I think I have maybe 6 decks, maybe 7. Okay. Oh, keep looking out the window when I hear the vehicles. I can't see out the window. Okay, so let's see. 5. Nope. What number was that? 8. Wasn't going up high enough. Cat's advice. All skills improve with practice. Don't expect to be good at something that first you attempt it. Kind of like writers. Remember, the first draft is supposed to be messy or dirty, and then you just keep on working on it. I, for one, have been writing, like I said, my first complete novel was back in, I know I'm old, back in like late 80s, but I started my other series when my kids were little. My daughter was, I want to say, probably in grade 5, and that's when I got into doing it like full time. And that was like mid 2000s. And since then, I have completed 2 books from one series, which is Witches of Solace, which is, I just finished up hopefully the last round of revisions. Yes, I use Pro Writing Aid, and that will be ready for beta readers in the new year, hopefully. And then the one that I just sent out to beta readers at the beginning of this year, end of last year, it's 2 complete books. The first one I hope to be published next year. And then I've also started the 3rd series, which is the one I'm working on now. So I was writing too much, not really writing too much, just there were so many pans in the fire that I just needed a break. Okay, and the next one for 9 of Earth. You've earned your place in the sun. Claim your right to retreat into solitude of contentment. Bring on your own to contemplate beauty is the kind of prosperity that feeds the soul. So those are two. Is let's see here. A sky. Okay. Is there a particular deck you want me to use? I'm just gonna I'm going to switch to a new timer. The timer that I want to use next, because I'm going to do a little bit longer. Okay, I'm just gonna I won't use the full 45 minutes. We'll just continue chatting and then I'll dial it back to 30 minutes. Okay, light seer. Okay, got that deck. Now where did I put it? Here we go. I have 2 light seer decks. This one was I found it. A friend of mine who just happens to be my son's mother-in-law. She has a little occult rock shop, and she knows I collect tarot cards. And well, thanks to Sarah Cannon over in Heart Breathings, she used this deck a lot, and I really liked it. So I thought, hey, I'm going to get myself a deck. So I saw the deck at Carly's, and I immediately picked it up, not realizing until I got it home that it did not come with a book. So, and these are like really unusual. The really pretty but unusual. It was really hard to read them for me. So I had to get another deck with a book. So I got this deck. I just love the little case. And it comes with a book. So I'm going to shuffle up the cards for Sky. Yes, Victor Cassadine was evil. Very, very evil. Most of those Cassadines were evil. Okay, so I'm going to spread it out and use this card. And it is the 2 of Cups. Cups are generally for emotions. Being 2 is a pair. So balance, harmony, and all the pretty colors coming up from the cups. Okay, I'm just going to read a little bit about it in the book. Yeah, Victor didn't have a very big spot. And I was surprised when he came in too. I was like, where did he come from? Okay, the light seer keywords: romantic partner, soulmates, friendship, kindred spirit. On the opposite, for shadow seer, emotional break, not being open to receive love. Maybe in this deck, if it's upside down, you read it as a shadow. And when it's not upside down, you read the light. I tend to read all my tarot upright. And in this, when I use this deck, I tend to sometimes do the shadow, sometimes I do the light. Okay, so if anybody would like another reading, like a reading for the next break, let me know. We've been here for a little over an hour. So if you haven't had a break, drink, water, snack, do so. I'm just going to bring this down to 30 minutes. I'm for one going to go grab a snack because I'm getting pretty hungry here. And I will see you in 30 minutes. Nope, going the wrong way. There, close enough. And that was the end of that sprint. We have almost an hour left. So that would be 2 more sprints. All the chatter about Dungeons and Dragons. Sarah and Nicole, I've heard of Dungeons and Dragons, never played it, have no idea what it is. Other than I do know that on The Big Bang Theory, they play Dungeons and Dragons. Still don't know, it's some kind of role, some kind of tabletop game. Okay, let's see if there's any chatter about writing and related stuff. Let's go back to where I did see that Mama Maggie had to go deal with some cow problems, something about a fence, and a lot of chatter about Dungeons and Dragons, which is awesome. I've never seen my chat streams light up like this in comments. It's great. Super, super great. And I'm not even sure how many people. A little odd. Oh, that's the viewers. Okay, so there's 13 of you, which is awesome. Awesome, awesome. Scrolling down. Oh, here we have a comment. Stephanie says, hello, I'm back. I had to take a break for doing family stuff, building a TV stand that someone isn't as big looking as I thought. Okay, let's see. Good luck to Mama Maggie. And left. Other, I'm assuming, video games that people were talking about. I, for one, I do remember watching my son play certain video games on Xbox, mostly Call of Duty, those type of games. I do recall that he did borrow a certain game that was way too violent for my liking, especially when he was under the age of 18, that even now as an adult, he's never played it since that one short time when he was a kid. He agrees it's way too violent. But he recently bought was it Red Dawn Redemption? He did play that game a lot. So it's interesting how after over 15 or so years, he still plays video games. And it's the same game, which is kind of funny. Okay, let's see. Yeah, other movies or games, I'm not sure. Oh, a little bit of talk of the Lord of the Rings and the Hobbit. Those I am familiar with. I did watch the Hobbit when I was a kid, thanks to my dad. Nothing like, and I want to say it was in the 80s. Oh, I guess they're movies or series. A lot of chat. Oh, yeah, go right ahead, talk about your Dungeons and Dragons. That's the whole thing of one of the reasons why I love these sprints. You never know what is going to be the comments lead to different conversations. And I, for one, I spent a little bit of time that sprint trying to do a chapter summary of chapter 21. New point of view character. Couldn't find the pen that was associated with that person. Couldn't find it. It's like, okay, I haven't seen it in a while, so whatever. I'm just going to go back to my regular black pen. And I think I'm just overdoing it today because I've been at it pretty consistent from, I think it was like 9:30 this morning. So with little breaks, considering that I haven't been feeling well. So I think I'm going to put my writing aside and read some of Save the Cat. I'm getting there. I'm only on page 117, and it's like well into the 400s. But what I want to do with that book is read it through, think about the different beats and the steps and all that stuff, and then maybe go back and actually use index cards to see what kind of beats I've actually followed in my writing so far. Oh, Jen got a word count. Just 271 words. No, you got 271 words. More coffee, and I'm ready for more. Oh, and liking the, and let's see. Jen, thank you. Jenny. I know I should know this name. Like I've seen her over at Sacco's and other Hardy sprints. Carla, another 800 words. That is awesome. Ooh. And we got Rachel updated her planner at Starbucks. Still on course for my rating goals. I fell off the wagon. No, so I'm just going to keep on moving forward. I wasn't sure if I wanted to continue drafting with Maple River this month, but I figured I'm working through it. I'm just going to continue. Like, I'm not going to be worrying about my goal of word count at 50,000. I'll be happy if I get through these chapters and maybe write a chapter or two this month. Ordered pizza, writing instead of cooking. That is why this morning I put in chili in the crock pot. That's what I'm eating tonight. And tomorrow, the crock pot's pretty full, and I've already had some for lunch. And Sherry also got 400 words. Carla is also suspectly one of my goals tonight. The rate I'm going, that is awesome. And there's sprints all through the night if you're a night owl. I believe after me, which is at the top, well, somewhere at the beginning, there's the link for the next host in an hour. Sorry, an hour and a half, because I'm on for another hour, and then we all can take a 30-minute break, and then the Writing Sisters is hosting, and then right after them, Sky, and during Sky's, I might still be awake. If not, I'll be reading for fun. So I'll be just popping in for the chat. And yes, not only words, it's words and things done. That is so true. I need more words than that. Why did I procrastinate over the weekend? Good question. Maybe because you need a break because you were busy all week? More Dungeons and Dragons. That is true. We went from food to daytime soaps to Dungeons and Dragons. What is going to be next? What will be next? We are authors. We know a little bit of everything. Actually, I looked up, okay, 2 of my series are they're all fantasy, young adult, but the one I'm working on now is Canadian. Like I said earlier, based on my hometown when I was a kid. And the main characters are all linked back to the founding families of this town. And one family at the beginning was to do with the equivalent to the sheriffs and the lawmen. And I, for all of a sudden, decided I needed to look up when the RCMP, which is the Royal Canadian Mounted Police for Canada. And well, I couldn't use the RCMP in reference when it started because they didn't even exist back in the 1800s. So I had to play around with that. And then it got me thinking, how much does this information really need to be included? Another ramble. Moving forward. Okay, Jenny. Okay. Thank you. Oh, and Nicole actually got a lot of work in. That is awesome. Page left to right. That is awesome. Even when chatting about Dungeons and Dragons. Okay. Oh, I see an update from Sam. Got formatting done. Happy with today. Didn't get my writing done, but hey, the formats took all my energy. I can just imagine, like I'm formatting just regular, not for my book. So just getting it all ready to fit actually a proper novel. This is definitely bigger than the novels I normally write or read. But this one is one of Sarah's from the Spooktacular Before Last. It's a pretty chunker book with an average size of a novel. Not ready for that yet. Oh, Rita is still cooking. Besides donuts, I wonder what she's cooking next. Okay, I did pick. Oh, more chatter about Dungeons and Dragons. Okay, so that we chatted for a good 15 minutes, which is good. I will not do any cards for this round, but next chat break, I will bring out crystal reading cards. And then I will see if I can find a match in my rock collection. We'll see. So I'm just going to leave it how it is. We can chat later. And I will see you in 33 minutes. Happy writing or reading or chatting. And that was the end of our almost last sprint. I'm not going to even attempt to go through all the chatter, which is amazing. I just love all the chatter back and forth about Dungeons and Dragons and all the other stuff. I'm just going, I did post a link to, okay, this is for Sky's channel, if you haven't subscribed yet. She's later on. And this is the direct link to the channel of who's hosting in a little less than an hour. And if I did this correct, this is the direct link to Lauren and Nicole's, which is after me, after when I'm done in about 25 minutes, and then we'll have a half an hour break, and then they'll be up next. And let's see if there's any progress. Yes, I wonder how the cows are managing. Funny story. I grew up in a small farming community. Nothing like now. Like here we've got farmers who have not just 50 head of cows, but like hundreds of them. But when they get out, it could take literally days to find them. So hopefully Mama Maggie's cows are found soon. And I knew in the last summer, one of the cows got out from my hometown, little town area, and it took literally days. I think it was like actually weeks before that cow was found. And people were taking pictures of it and throwing it on Facebook, and it's like, is this the cow? Apparently sometimes those pictures are not of that missing cow, it's another cow. So here's hoping all the cows are back for Mama Maggie. Okay. Oh, don't worry about all the chatter. It's great. Like I said, normally when I have my sprints, normally Mondays, which I'm going to be hosting this Monday at 11 Eastern. This is a busy week for me, so I'm just going to be sprinting on Monday. I might be sprinting on Saturday. I have been filling in for Angela since she's been away. But I don't think I'm going to be doing that this week on Wednesday because I have doctor's appointments and eye appointments 2 separate days out of the house. So I don't think I'm going to have any energy other than for Monday. And like I said, usually when I do host sprints, I may have 3 people. I may have 4. I may have none. So this is like a treat of all the chatter. It's amazing. Just amazing. And yes, chitter chatter. That is good. We've been at it for a long time because I know that I just joined the sprints this sprinting weekend. I did a little bit with Mal, but mostly with Kay. And I didn't really take a lot of breaks, which is kind of good considering I've been taking lots of breaks. Okay, let's see. And then we have cow chatter where I live. Every so often a pair of horses and a pair of goats get loose and go on the lamb. We have I guess one farmer, 1 or 2 have lambs. There's a couple of families who have goats. There's horses just up the road, but most of them's cows. Like in the summer months, there's actually a herd right behind the house. Okay, let's see, what was this all about? We always had animals roaming around back home, cows, pigs. And actually, only a couple of our farmers have pigs. Horses, goats, everything. Sometimes they were ours, and most of the time they were neighbors were at fault. I have to hold on to the other. Oh, kitty talk. I don't know if you noticed, but one of my kitties came for a little visit during that sprint. So I didn't really get a lot done. Okay, let's see. Oh, that was a good little chat break. I think that was only 5 minutes. So I'm going to draw my crystal reading cards for our last little draw together. We may have a short a short sprint. After this, we may not, but definitely not 45 minutes. I'm just going to let that carry through. Okay, so let's see what's going to be. Really, I can't even pronounce this word, but here's the rocks. It is called Cupright Rites of Passage. I've never heard of this rock before. I don't have that card. I mean, those rocks. So I'm just going to draw another one. Because why? Because I can. Let's see what this one is. Oh, you know what? This is another one I've heard of, but I don't have. Tanzanite. Pretty blue. So we got purple and a blue. So how about I show you one of my favorite purple rocks. This is the amethyst. I'm sure everybody's familiar with amethyst. And when I was back home in Ontario a couple of summers ago, we stopped in the Thunder Bay area, which is northern Ontario, where you can find your very own amethyst. And that's where I found this one. And blue, this is the sodalite. It's got blue and black flecks and white stripes. This rock is also found in Ontario. I'm sure other places too. But this one came from Ontario and not too far from where I grew up. Actually, my dad worked in that town for a while. And I doubt anybody's ever heard of it, but it's a Bancroft. So I showed you a blue rock and a purple one, but not any of these ones. This tanzanite, it's blue with black, and it looks like there's purple in it too. So very pretty cards. Okay, so we have less than 20 minutes left of our time together. So I am going to find a new timer. See if I have an actual 15-minute timer. Hey, why don't we use one that we started with? So we have the cool down for 15 minutes. And I've been so good today without any coughing. Let me just stop that timer and shut that off. Oh, I think I was doing pretty good. Silly kitties. Okay, sorry about that last bit of coughing fit. So I wanted to get some reading done the last 2 sprints, but first it was Fate, and now it's this little guy. Yeah, it's been a great 3 hours. Did some tarot reading and did some other card reading, so I did a lot of what I normally do. So pop over to, I posted up above for the next 2 sprints, and we've had chatter about food, so it's been an interesting, to say the least. I, for one, will be having chili for supper. Hubby went to help a friend, so he won't be around till who knows what time. I'm thinking midnight. And thank you so much for coming. I'm going to mute myself again before I go. And thank you all for popping in. Hope to see you next time at my normal running sprints on normally Mondays about 11 Eastern. And maybe on Saturday, we'll see how I feel. See you all later and at the sprints for tomorrow and maybe a couple for tonight. But that 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm sorry, Jenna, I'm sleeping. Thanks for popping in. See you all next time.